Hello, welcome to Livin La Vida Lockdown, the online comedy chat show hosted by me, Rob Mulholland. Good to see you again. Are you having a fun time? Isn't lockdown great? I've gone mad. Welcome with me today. We've got another awesome lineup. It's going to be a belter, this, I'm sure. To my side right here, we've got Elliot Steele. Hello, Elliot. You all right, mate?
Hello.
Good to see you, man. Yeah, thank you. I'm all right. Cracking up, but just about okay. Down in the corner, we've got Marc Jennings. Good to see you, mate.
Hello. Nice
Thank
to see you,
live
Rob.
from Scotland. Bonnie fucking Scotland. And below us, we've got Brennan Reece. Good to see you, mate.
Hello. I put on a shirt, the first one I've had in a month.
Yeah, that is more layers than I have worn in a long time. Like, I've not been texturing. I've had people complain on this going like, you didn't iron your t-shirt. I'm in my fucking house. I'm not ironing shit. Like, I have solidly been in jogging bottoms the entire time. Like, as soon as lockdown was called, I went to the big Tesco and bought 4 pairs of jogging bottoms. I was like, 'cause this is all I wear now.
I think you'd look weird in jogging bottoms because you're so long.
Yeah.
Like they're just like sort of comfy pedal pushers.
Yeah, they are a little bit, actually. They don't go all the way down. I'll show you. Hold on.
You look like you're going to crush wine with your feet.
That is what I've been doing, mate. That's my lockdown hobby. Been getting into fermenting stuff. So where are you guys at? We'll go around, like, find out what your lockdown situation is. Like, Elliot, where you at? Who you with?
I'm in Brighton with my dad.
Oh, nice, man. Like, how is it down in Brighton? I've just moved away from there, and I'm delighted.
It's still full of wankers. Like, I don't see any of them, but you can feel their vibe. You know what I mean? You know someone's like out somewhere on a fucking unicycle at the moment.
You can hear bongos in the distance.
Oh, yeah. They're wearing those weird fucking dress pants they got when they travel Thailand. They're just fucking around.
There's
you know,
a lot of harem pants per population in Brighton. It's...
And the worst part is I quite like it. Do you know what I mean? Like, having to slowly accept that I enjoy that kind of thing.
Yeah.
I find out you're that person.
Mate, a year in Brighton did horrible things to me. I'm now a teetotal vegetarian. Like, it is completely spun me around. Yeah.
Are you really?
Yeah.
Do you not drink?
I haven't drank since last January, mate. Over a year.
Fucking hell, you used to really cane it as well. Well, obviously, hence you're not.
Yeah, this is it. Like, no one's like shocked that I had to stop drinking. Like,
yeah, it used to be a real piece of shit, Rob. It's not.
I basically was. Like, everyone's like, oh yeah, but you used to drink loads, and then the penny drops. Like, oh yeah, that's why you now don't. I finished it. I had done enough in my drinking career, so I wound it back in. So yeah, I just smoke loads of weed now. That's all I do. I'm much gentler. Like, Mark, where are you at, mate? So you're up in Scotland. You're in Glasgow.
So I'm in Glasgow. I'm still at my mum and dad's. So like I just got as I was saying, like me and Brennan. Last time I seen Brennan was in Sydney at the Comedy Store. So like I just got back for it was all just about to kick off about a week before the lockdown. I was just come back for Australia. So like we get like we're quite lucky with the timing because Adelaide Fringe just finished, got back to the UK, and then like. That's me. I done a self-isolation for a week, and then at the end of that week, the lockdown kicked in, and I was like, oh, well, I'm just staying in my house in.
Yeah.
So I've just been here for just like 7 weeks or something like that now, but I'm working away, so I'm actually in this is basically my garden shed. So
yeah, you can
now
tell.
My
fucking...
Everyone thinks it's like
my kitchen.
I was wondering why you were coming to us from a Finnish sauna.
Well, it's actually my mum's actually a masseuse, so it's technically it's her aromatherapy. She does aromatherapy massage. Is this a massage table that's here and stuff? So, but obviously she's not going to have any clients, so I've just set up with my fucking camera and all that shit.
That must have been a hard time at school having your mum be a massage therapist.
It actually got me out of a few situations with teachers when they just come over and get a wee fucking happy ending, and then I get out of detention.
I think you'll find that was a B.
Oh my god! Imagine your mum tossed off a teacher and you still only got a B.
Not even a B plus.
Just a B.
That was the mark for her. It wasn't even anything to do
with sorry to start with the mum shagging jokes this early, but this is what this is. So good to have you, man. How about you, Brennan? Who you with? Where you at?
I'm in the countryside. I'm on the Yorkshire moors. Do you know where
beautiful, mate.
All those kids were?
Literally before I started, the last thing I said was, try keep it light. It's a bit of a crisis at the moment. It's like, oh, you remember those dead children?
No one knows where it is, and you have to be like, right, well, you go, right, I live in Saddleworth, and you go, well, where's that? And you go, famous for Morris dancers or dead kids from the 60s.
Yeah, and like more famous for the kids. Like, let's be real. Yeah.
You've got a bit of time on your hands, Brennan. You could try find them.
I saw a mitten once on the moors, and I thought, but it was from Boots. So
yeah, that like
too new.
False
so
hope.
I'm just with my girlfriend, and then we're moving house during this.
Oh shit!
It's fucking nightmare.
I bet.
Because nothing's open. Like. So we've been literally moving it box by box instead of it's fine, but it's like fucking the worst time to be moving.
Yeah, that is not ideal. Like that, it must be brutal. Can you still get? So you can't get a removal company or anything. You just got to do the whole thing in your car, is it? Yeah.
Yeah, basically, I'll just take a cushion by cushion from the sofa and hope that it's fucking all right.
Mate, I'll tell you, I've done worse. I once moved house via shopping trolley. Right, when I lived in London, I had to 100% true. Right, like I was.
Well, you moving between underneath two bridges, like.
Yeah, right. I had to change hostel at last minute. Like, no, I was really broke. Right, I was not in a good way when I was living in London, and like, yeah, I didn't even have the quid for a trolley. I had to steal it, but so I had to move. Luckily, I didn't have that many possessions, but it was like a 10-minute walk, and it was up like a really steep hill. It's the biggest hill in London, Telegraph Hill, like down in New Cross where I was moving. I had to move up that in a trolley, all my possessions, just about 8 loads. The last one was a double mattress on top of a shopping trolley up a hill, and it took me about an hour, and Jesus fucking Christ, I wanted to kill myself. So I feel for you at the moment, Brennan.
Thank God you gave up drinking.
Like, people have never asked me why. Right, that has not been a question anyone's asked. No one's been like, why did you stop drinking? Everyone's just like,
when you know. It's like when, like, I've got some friends who, like, from an early age were like, you knew they were gay. Like, people thought I was gay, but like you knew.
I was like, are we talking about you, Brennan?
Yeah. And then they got to 17, and they're like, I've got something to tell you, and we're like, we know, we already know.
Yeah, well, I proper had one of those coming outs with one of my mates, and like this mate, right, when he was 4 years old, he came to a birthday party at my house, and my mum went, he's gay. Like straight away, like his nickname was Gay Away. It was a pun on his surname, and like when we were like 18, he'd gathered us all in the pub, all his mates, and we're like, right, I've got something to tell you. I'm gay. And like my most like knobhead Yorkshire homophobic dickhead mates went, we fucking know, it's still your round. And it was one of the most beautiful moments. Like, it genuinely touched me, like the fact that, because he was the one we were worried about. You know, like...
Have you ever thought about how you would, like, if you were gay, how you would come out to your parents?
Oh, I don't know. I mean, like, Mark, you'd just have to pop up the road from the shed, wouldn't you? You have to nip inside.
Yeah, you'd be like, Mum, do you want me to... You'd be like, do you want me to lend you a hand at work?
I can't say I've thought about it, to be honest. It's, one of the great things about being straight. You don't need to bother telling people, but I don't know. I'd like to think it wouldn't be too much of a deal.
I would like to think I'd just drop it into casual conversation. Like, yeah. I'll just have the kind of thing where people are going like, oh man, there's no girls in here. And I'll be like, yeah, well, thank God I'm gay. I'm having a good time. Like, that sort of be my vibe with it. Rather than ever, So
they do a double take, like it's their fault that they didn't already know. Yeah. Yeah, do you want tea or coffee? Well, obviously coffee, because I love dicks.
But I've said this before. I'd love to do it with the kind of thing where if I was gay, I'd be hanging out. I would like my boyfriend to look overtly heterosexual. So people would be like, hey, do you and your mate? And I'll be like, boyfriend. And then put them in that awkward situation.
Ooh, that's good.
Where they're going, oh, wait, sorry, because I'm just an arsehole who wants to create awkward situations.
Yeah, I might.
More than help the LGBT community.
I'm all for that. I learned a lesson a while back with my best mate from home, and he's also called Rob. He's a guy who goes to the football with, like mate from school. And he's one of the funniest people I've ever met. He's an accountant, but he's just like a dickhead. And we always would in public do things to create awkward moments for strangers because it's fun. We met this guy who was like a proper scally outside a bar in Leeds, like proper shaved head, tracky bottoms, just like too close to us all the time. Like, we felt like he was trying to be intimidating. So we decided, me and him, that we'd be gay, me and my mate. So we were like, oh, we're a couple, blah blah blah, thinking he'd be dead homophobic. After about half an hour, he drunkenly broke down and confessed that he was gay and had never been able to tell anyone. Right, but he was like, oh, but I've met you and I feel like I can confide. And me and my mate Rob are just like, oh, like tense. So we had to change the mission then. Obviously, we go from awkwardness then to just convincing him it was fine that he was gay. And it was one of the most awkward nights of my life. I hope that guy knew what we were doing and just flipped it on us. But yeah, I had to spend a whole night. So I've never done that ruse since.
Should have committed to it and had a threesome.
In for a penny.
Him through.
just while you're both having sex with him, like he doesn't even know we're not gay. What a mug.
Just a really fucked up version of Punk'd. You're like, there's a camera there. There's a camera there.
Have you ever considered it, Mark?
No, do you know, like, do you know what I was thinking about recently, though? Is like, in some ways, it'd make your life a lot easier, I think, to be perfectly honest. But do you see, no, they're always talking about like why more footballers don't come out as gay and all that sort of stuff. Like, and like it's just because of the amount of prejudice that is still there. Like, I think most of us knew, like, all our pals, and if our pals are comics, they're all quite liberal-minded, all quite, and you can kind of think.
Not all of them. I've had a few on here, mate.
No, I can imagine. But you sort of sometimes forget, like, that, not everyone's still cool with it. Do you know what I mean? Like, so.
Yeah.
And I played five-a-sides on a Monday night, obviously not during this fucking thing, but like, and I remember I was going to a gig after we were playing the game, and so like I used the hairdryer to dry my hair, like just to do it obviously before I went to the show. And there's a guy in the changing rooms, right? He turned to me and he went, I've been coming here for 10 years and I've never seen anyone use that hairdryer. And he was like shocked that I'd used it, right? And I just was thinking, I was like, if this is how shocked he is that like a guy just using a hairdryer, like imagine like a gay guy in changing rooms, like in a football environment, like trying to get accepted. Do you know what I mean? Like it'd just be like fucking, we've got a long way to go. Is basically what I'm
definitely,
saying.
Man. Yeah,
is five-a-side a football thing or is it a gay thing?
I think it could be both. I don't think it's mutually exclusive.
It's football on the park, gay off. That's do you reckon
it ever happens the other way around, where there's like a gay bar and a guy goes, "Can I have a pint of bitter?" And they go, "I've never seen anyone in for 10 years."
You know what? Like that sort of stuff definitely does happen. I've been turned away from going into a gay bar because I'm straight, and I was just like, you know what? Fair enough. I was just like, if this is your place, I was like, it's like if I'm going into someone else's like space like that, it's their fucking rules, right? Like I'm not going to be like, why am I not allowed in here? It's like because we're sick of you. They're sick of me specifically. They don't want me in there. So like, fine. Like it's your. I'll go to literally any other bar. It's fine. I've seen people complain about that though, and it's like, all right. Like I know we, as straight white men, we're used to being welcome everywhere, but there's surely got to be a limit.
Have you ever had the thing where I had it in Brighton one time? I was doing the comedian, and I went for a drink in a pub afterwards, and I had that thing of that awkward conversation with like a chat with a guy at the urinal, like whatever. And then afterwards he was like, "Do you see my dick?" And I was like, "What?" And then he went, "Do you want to touch it?" And I was like, "No." And I walked out of the room, and a bit of me was going like, and he got a bit aggressive, and a bit of me was going like, "What's the rules on hitting a gay person here, even though he's sexually like coming at me? Like, what's the rules here? Because am I going to come out of this and they're going to go, 'Hey man, that's a hate crime'?" Like, you can't do that. And then
well,
bit of me was
that
like,
why you had to leave Brighton?
He was under a cloud. What I would say is you took the correct course of action of just leaving. That's always try to do that one first. Is what.
Oh yeah, but but like I still had like it was mid piss, Rob.
Yeah, all right. Yeah, you still got a flow to shut off.
Well, yeah, well, I chose to just embarrace myself. Just walk out and then just have to go. When people are like, "Have you pissed yourself?" I'd be like, "Yeah, I didn't know how to deal with being hit on."
It's not an okay time to hit on someone, though. I think,
no.
unless you are in a gay bar. I think if you're in a gay bar, someone can come up to you at the urinal. That's fine. If you're in a normal pub, I don't think that's okay. I think that's a private time. Like, if someone wants to hit on me at the bar, that's cool. Whilst I've got my dick out, I'm too vulnerable. Like, I had a guy at the Arndale Centre in Manchester, big shopping centre in town. Like when I used to work in there, I went for a piss in the toilets there, and there was this little dude. He was he was about, I don't know, like 5 foot nothing, like tiny. But like what he was like having a piss, and like it was busy, so there was the only urinal next to him. So I went there, and at one point, right, he was just like kept like sort of. He was a bit jittery. He sort of like jumped up a bit, got on his tiptoes, looked over the divider bit between the two urinals at my dick, and then just went, ha ha ha, licked the wall, then carried on pissing. Right? I
don't know which is the worst bit there. Looking at your dick, carry on pissing, or I think licking the wall's the worst bit.
Licking the wall was the bit where I was like, because I was about to be like, the fuck are you doing? Then he licked the wall, and I was like, this guy ain't responding with any coherent answer. He's not going to be like, oh, sorry, mate, I didn't mean to, he's just licked a urinal wall. Like, this guy's beyond help.
Oh, fuck. I had a guy I was in Victoria train station one time. I was out there in London. I was in the toilet bit, and all the toilets are next to each other. And this guy kept putting his hand like under the door and like, or the divider bit, and started rubbing it. And I was like, what's this? I was like, what's this guy doing? So then I went round and like just knocked on the door, and the door opened, and he was just jacking off. And I was just like, bruv. And then just went and got my train and was like, what the fuck who goes into a toilet and does that, man?
Well, like loads of people.
There's one in London.
Well, sort yourselves out. This is fucking.
Sorry, are you saying if there was a toilet where you could readily fuck women, like whenever you want, there was just women in this toilet who were down to fuck, you wouldn't be in that toilet 24/7?
I would, but then go to a toilet where, like, I wouldn't be jacking off. But then also at the same time, I would probably not be trying to. I don't know. I think there is things like that though, but it's kind of invite only. That's the difference in it. Is because from what I understand of like the gay scene, or like that part
from
of
what I understand
that particular
of.
culture. Oh man, I speak to like because this is what makes me laugh. Is like I'll speak to my girlfriend, and she's like, oh, my gay friend Jack, he's like so nice, and oh look how like she's got like a gay friend, and then I speak to him, and I'm like, this guy's a savage.
Oh yeah, man, gay guys are.
This guy's
gross.
a savage.
They're still dudes.
Like just the stories he tells me, I'm like, like straight guys think they got stories. Like a straight guy best story will be like, I fucked 2 girls in one night after the, and you'll be like, and like gay guys, they're like, that's a Tuesday. Yeah, that's man. A slow Tuesday.
Mate, literally like the best day of my fucking life. I had a threesome once, and I spoke to one of my gay mates the next day, and he said like, I've had 4 this week. Like, it just completely was like, I was like, okay, yeah, because it's all dudes. So like, of course they're fucking gross. It's not like, it's not like. There is a sort of image of gay guys as, yeah, you're right, being this sort of like soft, gentle, delicate, but no, it's a bunch of dudes. Like, they're gross,
yeah, man.
Like, yeah, because, yeah, they're not like different. They just put it in a different hole. It's like...
I love the way we're all trying to tread carefully at this point, and we're still going to...
I'm really not, like...
I was once told off a famous gay comic.
Let's all try and work out who this is.
Who was it?
He told me this thing, and it's literally scarred my head. Have you ever heard of extreme docking? So do you know
I'm vaguely aware of what docking is.
I know what docking is.
I thought that was already fairly extreme.
Where you put is that where you put your foreskin over the other one and like go like
yeah. You sort of make a pig in blanket.
Yeah, like a Chinese finger trap. For
No, I still don't get it. What is it? Go into more detail.
So,
I have no clue what we're on about it.
So I'll just
imagine we were the first people that docked via Zoom.
You're gonna have to replace that webcam afterwards.
So you get these. I think you buy them off Amazon or something, and you get these rods.
You think?
And you put them in your you can't call it that anymore, but the pickle.
Oh yeah, sure, yeah. It's a hard one to lose, that one, isn't it? That's ingrained for being the name for that. Yeah.
I thought that was the scientific term and dropped it in a green room one time, and everyone was like, "You can't say that, Elliot." And I was like, "What's fucking?" And then I just never put the connection.
Yeah, no, me neither. It was years when I was like, "Oh, that's racist." Oh shit.
So you stretch out the bit
Urethra,
right?
your urethra.
Yeah, you stretch out your urethra. I think you buy like you do a little bit, and then it stretches out a bit more.
Like earplugs, you've got to work them up in stages.
Exactly, yeah. And then your boyfriend
No,
or
I've just
lover
got what this is.
fucks you in the pisshole.
Yeah. There's loads of things like that. I had.
What?
I have a friend who's a sex worker.
A friend, yeah.
I mean, like, do you think I'd be living at my dad's in Brighton if I did sex work? And
I think you'd be living on the streets. I don't think there's that much of a market. Sorry, mate.
Well, for me, I would be. I am a little twink dream. I'll have you know. And yeah, that's like a big thing. Is like people getting inserted in that, and like dudes love that shit.
Nah, no thanks. I've had like tests where they've put things down there, and I can't say I ever had one of those tests and been like, you know what? Could you make that about 3 inches wider?
It's definitely got to be like it's got to be a power thing though, isn't it? It's like, I think it's. Do you know what I think it is? I think it's dudes who work, like, from what I hear, who work in like high end jobs, and they will. Or whenever they, like, the only way they can get off sexually is like they will have to be sub. They can't be dominant. They have to be sub. So they have to like end up like going through all this weird shit because they're working at a job that's hyper masculine all the time. The only way they can feel anything is to feel like emasculated.
Yeah, like, you know,
it's interesting, man.
Best of luck to anyone as long as they're not hurting themselves or anyone else with whatever they're fucking into. But Christ, am I glad that I'm so vanilla. Like, I don't like whenever a girlfriend's like, you know, when you like in a new relationship, they're like, right, you know, so if there's anything that you like, you know, into, you can let me know. There's never really anything. I just really like shagging. So like, you know, it's a lot easier, that conversation. I mean, best of luck to anyone who does. And like, you know, I've certainly indulged other people who had, you know, who had things they need. I'm a gentleman. If you've got a weird thing you fucking need, if you need me to speak with a Polish accent, I'll fucking do it. Like, you know.
What's the weirdest thing you like, the most uncomfortable you've ever been having to do something?
Like I turned down a request for like a daddy daughter role play. That was the one where I was like, that's a limit I can't be doing.
Really?
Yeah.
I'm gonna have to. My fucking dad's out there. He's gonna hear this. Right.
Your dad knows that you're a scumbag, mate.
When I was like 18, I pulled this girl, and she was fucking, like, I used to be into my emo girls and stuff, and she was right, and she wanted to do a Columbine role play. But I was 18 and I'd never role played before. So she was like, I just came in she's like, what the kids at school like? And I'm like, oh, they're bullies. I'm going to bloody get them one day. that was my thing. And she like clearly had this ravaged fantasy, and I'm just there going like, well, I better give it a bit of backstory.
What's my motivation?
I'm a big Marilyn Manson fan. That's
just walking into the beautiful people. It's not really good fucking music, is it?
No.
Do you ever remember when that rumour went around that Marilyn Manson had his ribs taken out so he could suck himself off?
But like that's the same rumour for like 18 different celebrities. Which celebrity did you hear, Mark? Like I had Prince. I heard that for.
I heard it for Marilyn Manson, but I've heard that is true, or it's that there's loads of people that have done it or something like that. I can't remember, but
like it's one of these things that everyone's heard off a mate, innit? Like I'm not having it. I think it's like, you know, your mum putting a cup of tea down while you're having a wank with the headphones on. I think it's one of them, like, you know.
Oh, right,
it's just a complete myth. Like, why would they? Like, you know, if you're like Marilyn Manson or Prince, you can find someone to suck you off. If you want sucking off, that can happen, like, whenever you want, if you're them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, why would you suck yourself off?
It kind of fits in with the Marilyn Manson brand, though, doesn't it? He probably started that himself, like, I fucking...
Drink my own jizz, yeah, devil.
That's why this eye's always weird. Like this eye's always
it's just got bad aim.
Do you remember the one that?
Go for it. Yeah, go for it. I was going to say with sucking yourself off, the problem with it is like you do get your dick sucked, but also you've got to suck a dick. So it's like, you know, it's kind of a, you know, I think it evens out.
Between the ages of 13 and 15, I regularly attempted to suck my own dick and then became quite good at it. There we go.
Amazing.
What?
Yeah, so me and my brother used to. My brother doesn't know this.
What? Choose your words carefully here, Brennan.
We used to share a bedroom, but he's older than me. So when he was at work, he had the bottom bunk. So what I would do is I would lean back on the bed and push my legs off the top of his bunk just to try and like get it. And then when you get it, it's awful. It's like you say, you go, I'm sucking a knob. Like, and it's rubbish. It doesn't feel like it should. You have to. You come on your own face, and you don't have to. But
no, you have to. You have to. I think you've really got to finish the job at that point, haven't you?
Yeah. Oh my god.
Yeah, it's like a painter's signature at that point.
There must be no greater. I think the post comes shame there. I would kill myself. I don't know how I could like. How are you meant to just go like? Why is it looking at me? Why is it and they go? I better go downstairs for dinner. I just sit like I'm a normal human being now. Like, oh my god!
That moment of clarity must be rough.
It's like it's more like a Columbine sort of role play, isn't it? At the end, you think I'm going to take my own fucking life now.
It does both end with a shot to the face, to be fair.
I went to school with a guy who could do it, right? And I remember one time we were all out, like we used to go to this youth club or something like that, and like we were outside at one time, and there was like a crowd formed around him, and he was. And do you know what the thing was? We were all at. Oh, what a fucking jammy bastard. I wish I could do that. We were jealous of him.
Well, thankfully, you can speak to someone who actually knows, and it's not all this cracked up to me, so you don't need to be jealous anymore.
You know, like in American films when they're all there cheering because someone's doing a cake stand. That's what I've got imagined, but with Mark and stuff like that. Go on, Chad, go, yeah! He comes up, it's all triple that, he's laughing.
He's got his cum in a red plastic cup. Man, that is the most Glaswegian story I have ever been told. That's fucking unreal.
Oh my god.
I used to go down the youth club all the time. Like, did you have youth clubs?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Big in the ends, man. Like I had to go. Went to one all the time where I got horribly bullied when I was a kid. They started calling me Tinky Winky after the gay Teletubby because I was really tall.
It's such inventive homophobia.
Oh man, it really was. It was taken to a next step, and like they'd sing the song. Because like I grew up on like a proper council estate, so these were like tough lads, and I was just dead lanky and skinny, and so I was Tinky Winky for ages. Although like at it once, like they gave us a load of hot dogs, and Danny Fisher, if you're watching this, I think you still owe me a $5, mate. I bet him a $5, which was all the money in the world at that point. That I think it was Craig, his brother, was going to eat 4 hot dogs. He was like, "I'm going to eat 4." I was like, "He can't eat 4," and he was sick after 3. So I'm pretty sure I'm still owed a $5 from about 1997. So that's a good reminder of that, actually.
I'm sorry, was your youth club in the prison that Cool Hand Luke was filmed in? It was fucking food eating challenges going on.
This was our like fucking summer. Like they just stick us in a hall with a football and it's hot dogs, and that was it. Like
Did you guys have a game or a version of it, of a thing called we called it at our school called Nutmeg Rush, where it was like if the ball went in between your legs, but it didn't just have to be a ball. You could like kick a bottle across the playground, and if it went through someone's legs, they just had the shit beaten out of them regardless. Right. And we had it like it just kept getting amped up. Like there was people like arms broken, like the whole playground would just if you just saw something go through your legs, everyone just got to jump on top of you. Some weird rule of the playground. It's amazing how kids sort of self-police themselves, isn't it?
Yeah, it is, man. Like the
Yeah.
hierarchy is ruthlessly enforced. Like when I was at school, we made paper darts with drawing pins in the end. So you basically fold a square of paper, so it becomes like a darts flight. You put a bit of blue tack behind a pin that you push through it. It's got a little bit of weight. You've got a good dart that'll stick in things, including each other's heads. So like that was a thing for a while. Firing paper clips straightened out of laggy bands, they stuck in people as well. Like, yeah, like teenage boys are insane. It's just like you just proper think you're indestructible, don't you? When you're like 15, you're like, let's set everything on fire and fight in it.
Yeah,
Go
on, Brennan. No. My story will suck.
There's once this lad on our last day at school who decided to lean on the double-decker bus like a prick. Decided to lean out and tie his tie around the fucking lamppost and to the back of a chair. And when the bus set off, it ripped off a fucking chair. And then we were all called back in. After our GCSEs had finished, we were all called back in for assembly because we were all like, yeah, like it was like Lord of the Flies.
It's so mad, isn't it, at school? Like all the shit that you like. I look back at some of the things I did, and I'm like, that's fucking evil.
Yeah.
Like we were evil. There was, and another thing, like I got picked on. So like the thing was, you had to find someone else to then like, oh shit, I might get picked on. Let's divert the attention to this person, and then that's me safe for geography. That's me safe for it. We had one at the first school I went to in Croydon. It like all the teachers, like loads of the teachers left halfway through the year, so you would just turn up to a class and there wouldn't be a teacher, so you just had to just sit in this class for an hour. And these year 11s walked past one day, and it was like something out of the fall of Yugoslavia, where they separated the boys and the girls, lined all the boys up to the wall, and just started throwing chairs at us. But there was something so sinister in the fact that they separated the girls.
Yeah.
They really thought it through.
Yeah, that's a level of planning that went on there. I can't imagine school was like chill in Glasgow.
No, like I mean, no, my school was pretty mental, but it was always like a good laugh. Like, but did you have that thing? I think it's quite a common thing, like the two for flinching thing and like getting dead arms and all that. Did you?
Oh
have
yeah,
that?
yeah.
Because I always remember like that. There was a period of time where that was like everybody was doing it. We called it DDs, right? It's like you get two dead arms, right? And but you're allowed to do it if anyone flinched. So I always remember this guy like going up to me, right, and he went like that with his fingers, put his fingers in his mouth and like put them to my eyes like this, and like got right close. And eventually I went like that, and he's like, "Oh, two for flinching," and I was like, "Fair enough, man. On you go." Like, it's
a fair
I did flinch, to be fair.
Yeah. No, I moved. You're right. Technically, yeah. That is the biggest threat you could do right now, licking your fingers, innit? And just hovering them near someone. You're like, you could rob a fucking bank with that at the moment. Wheezing as you go in.
Just pass a note across going, I'm not afraid to cough.
Yeah, the short picture of their nan's house, just like, I'm off to shake her hand. If you don't.
There was a guy near here who like delivers fish to people, like to like fucking cafes and stuff that had sort of open because they've got a shop in them. And he got his van robbed a week ago, and he tried like, give me all the fucking cod, and he coughed on him, and he ran off. He saved his all like.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
That is a self-defense class right now, isn't it? Like, I'm really glad. Like, you know, loads of comedians like you're like this, Elliot. You like try and like learn martial arts and that and stuff. Like, yeah.
I love that you use the word try and learn. Don't know any, but
yeah. Like, you know, you put all this effort in going to gyms and that to defend yourself. Like, I've been smoking loads of weed. I am ready to go, mate. People can't fucking touch me now. Ready to go.
The problem is, loads of people from like gyms in the martial arts like community are just still meeting up and training because martial art, like they always believe like it's mind over matter. You can do anything, and you're like, not a fucking virus, you morons. This isn't because you've got 10 more
leg lock.
You haven't got. It's not like there's 10 more burpees. Just do it, and you'll self-improve. It's like no, you're gonna kill people. You fucking idiots.
They're still doing a UFC like next weekend, aren't they? Or
that'll get cancelled.
I kind of think that's all right though, the UFC thing, because first, like, if they like quarantine the fighters for a couple of weeks either side, and like all the fighters are like, they're all consenting and they get tested and all that, I don't see how it can do that much harm having like 40 people together if you just have a skeleton camera crew and all that. I don't see how it can be that bad, and it will entertain half the fucking world, because even people who don't like that sport, like, you're fucking watching it at the moment, aren't you?
Oh God, I need some sport. I've been watching like the Hearthstone. I play this nerdy card game called Hearthstone on my phone, which is all like, it's like Magic the Gathering but online.
Wow.
And like, I've been watching the esport competition for it and really getting into it. It's just, I need some sport. That's the worst thing I've said on this podcast. And I talk about a guy getting cheered for drinking his cup.
Yeah. That is way worse. Way worse.
Do you not think it's going to sound weird though? Like with like hard, like no, basically a UFC with no cheering. It's just going to be men being like,
done one.
Yeah, but it'll be like Ultimate Fighter. Like that's what happens in.
Yeah.
I've just that was a good joke, and I've just ruined it. Sorry, I could have really just gone on with the bit, couldn't have? Actually, Brennan, I think you'll find
they did that in Series 3, Episode 9.
That was an early stoppage there, Elliot.
The ref threw in the towel on that one way too early. There's still life in that. Yeah. He wasn't tapping; he was just trying to get out. Well, I hope it happens. I'm the same, man. I'm desperate for sport. I have been watching. Leeds United have been replaying old matches on their like Facebook, and I've been watching them. So like, I genuinely like, I had to like go for a walk after a match the other day because when we scored in the 1972 FA Cup final, I stood up and cheered out loud. Like, I've seen that goal hundreds of times, but I'm watching this game like trying to kid myself that I'm excited like it's a normal match. Like, unreal. Like,
would you be fucking raging if they cancel the leagues, which they might, and Leeds just have to stay where they are?
Yeah,
stay where they belong.
You can go fuck yourself. Yeah, of course I would. I'd be absolutely furious. Like, I've been waiting 16 years for this, mate, and like, for a lot of that time, I was match going as well. Like, I was going home and away, like 40 odd games a season, watching us be shit. Getting up at 4 a.m. to go to fucking Yeovil to watch us lose in the wind, right? And like all that time dreaming of this happening. I'm already devastated because it doesn't look like we're gonna be able to just win it in normal fashion. And I've dreamed for so long of that moment of being at Ellen Road when we win it, and being there and like having that moment and sharing that, and like that's what football's about for me. It's not about tick, you're in the Premier League now. That does nothing for me. Like, obviously I'll take that over nothing happening, but it will feel empty and hollow and shit, to be honest with you. I just want that moment with my friends who we've been through a lot together and we've been waiting for this. And sort of like, like all like sort of fan loyalties aside, like I think it's just like a human thing for me and my mates, and like I'll be fucking devastated because I've been waiting for fucking ever, and I want to run onto the pitch and hug Marcelo Bielsa because he fucking deserves it. That beautiful man.
Do you know what that sounded like? It sounded like you were trying to get through to judges' houses on X Factor. That.
Right, now here's my version of I Dreamed the Dream.
Just put Coldplay under that monologue.
I think they'll just I imagine they'll just send you up. I reckon they'll just cancel the league and go like, whoever's in what position.
The latest talk is playing the playoffs behind closed doors based on current standings, and they're just promoting Leeds and West Brom, which of the available options is, I guess, nothing's ideal at the moment. I'll have to take it, but it will be, at least we'll get a crack at the Premier League with Bielsa. I'll take that over nothing. So, there's worse things in the world. I'm aware of that. We lost Norman Hunter, like Leeds legends, like last week to the fucking COVID. So, there's worse things going on, but it impacts me and impacts other people. And like, I have it's only been Man U fans who are campaigning for the season to get voided. I see you shithouses. It's them and Norwich.
Rangers, to be fair.
Yeah.
It would be hilarious if Liverpool. Like, I know they totally. I think if the league gets cancelled, just give them the title because they won.
They've won it. They've won it.
They absolutely won it.
Yeah.
And in one of the most incredible fashions ever. However, it would be the funniest thing that has ever happened, ever.
Yeah.
Liverpool did not get the title because that year a fucking virus shut down the Premier League. And they'd all have to, just we won it, and we could all go, but you didn't.
Yeah.
And
if
then we all
Leeds
get to
weren't
go.
in the same situation, I'd be 100% with you.
It's not like I'm here going, I was really looking forward to Palace coming 11th.
Yeah, it's fucking fine. Like, it's only a very few sports of a very few clubs who actually give a shit. Yeah, obviously, like Palace fans are like, do whatever's funniest. Honestly.
Yeah. But this is the thing, like, because they're talking about her. I've seen. Did you not get that WhatsApp message off that one conspiracy theorist in your WhatsApp group who sent in? You know, everyone's always had like, oh, I've got a source in this. Like, you know how everyone had like a fucking person they knew in the military when they were about to oppose martial law.
They're already in fucking Croydon.
Yeah. Oh, look at this. And then they're going to make sure if you go out for a second walk, they're going to airstrike your house.
Yeah,
like,
and they're photoshopped onto the side of a truck. COVID-19 truck.
Bred with MI5 and MI6 and the SAS. That is, we are amazing at espionage. Couldn't get past the British public.
Because we make Terry on WhatsApp is the fucking information network.
But the centre thing saying like, there's like rumour that they're going to play the rest of the league behind closed doors, and they might go, you know, we might do this in June or something. Or it could get pushed to September. But I'm like, if the rest of the football league goes, actually, we're going to start in say everything, which I can't see it happening, but just say we're going to start playing January of next year, and we're going to do like the Champions League, and we're still going, we're going to finish the league. They're going to go, well, no, because we want to do the Champions League, and we want to get everything in football going again. We can't just wait for you guys.
Yeah, that's
nothing funny. More information.
No, that's true. It's like that's what's really hard with it. It's, you know, there's no way to like please everyone, and like it is awkward. Like my preferred solution would be just restart whenever we can and fuck off next season. But I understand why that is incredibly difficult because of like the huge amounts of finances involved, contracts, all the just keeping these huge institutions running. So I get that might not be realistic, but that is for the sanctity of sport as a competition, that's the best result. Second to that is, I think, just going off, you know, the current standings. I think that's the best you can do. At least the season's nearly done. You know, it's like, you know, it's right at the end. You know, there's like 10 games to go in the championship. So,
but it'd just be funnier just not to give it them.
It would.
My favourite thing is that Liverpool were running away with the league, smashing everyone. And it's taken them longer than anyone else to win the league.
Yeah.
Like,
oh, mate, like,
get it done, lads.
Leeds should be tomorrow should be our promotion party. We're meant to be playing Charlton away in our last game of the season tomorrow, and like, fucking devastating, man. Like, it's proper gutting. You know, it is what it is. Like, I'm really glad. Like, I got to the stadium just before this went down when we played Bristol City, and it was a beautiful, emotional game where, like, the city, we were like, oh, we're actually doing this, and like that's the thing. That's what's so gutting, right? This was such a romantic and wonderful season. We had such heartbreak last year, and like we're playing this beautiful, incredible football with a really likable, apart from our racist keeper, we've got a really likable team. And it's just really gutting to lose it now, you know, like this season. But you know, I'm sure no one watching who isn't a Leeds fan is crying for us.
What did your keeper do that was racist?
He called Jonathan Lico an effing N-word. It was full on. Oh,
that's very racist.
Very racist. Very racist.
Yeah, we had a racist keeper as well. Wayne Hennessy did a Nazi salute and then went, I don't know what a Nazi is. And it was like, I genuinely believe
it turned out it was true. He is that thick.
I genuinely, for that, I thought like with that photo, I honestly thought, oh, has he like gone to do a wave? They've used that picture, and then the PR team he's hired has gone, no one will ever believe that was just a wave. You're better off saying, like, do you know what I mean? Like a PR team told him something and goes, just say you don't know what a Nazi is. But then it turned out like, yeah, no, he's a moron.
Yeah.
Also, who is waving like this?
Yeah.
Oh, I don't know. I thought it was like, oh, how's it going? Because I thought he can't be an actual Nazi, like, because it would just make awkward, like he can't. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, it'd be difficult to be really racist and be a modern football player. It would be difficult, like.
You have to play in Italy.
Yeah.
I reckon for $100,000 a week, I'd give it a go.
It was that Australian keeper, like, who did a Nazi salute to Tottenham Hotspur did it to the Tottenham Hotspur fans and only got a yellow card.
I can't remember, yeah.
he got a yellow card for it.
It's unreal.
Di Canio was a bit of a.
Yeah. He was a fascist, wasn't he? Yeah.
When he went to Lazio.
Yeah, like Lazio are bad eggs, like in general. Like they've got some real dodgy fans. Like
Definitely.
yeah, like there's definitely like because there's a lot of like clubs in Europe have like a political allegiance, and like because like I think the problem with like
do you have that in Glasgow, Mark?
Yeah, I was just literally thinking, who am I telling this?
Well, Lazio actually played Celtic. I think this season, because Celtic beat them in.
Because Celtic are a left-wing club traditionally.
Yeah, like it's just they've got all that stuff going, and like so there was a lot of trouble with Lazio Celtic actually.
Yeah, it's always because I never understand like the I had to have the whole Celtic Rangers thing explained to me. But like, so what's going on with like the Rangers? Like, are they going to be furious if the league's cancelled, or are they asking for the league to be cancelled?
No, Celtic are going for 9 in a row this season. So we'll have won 9 titles. Celtic won 9 titles in a row this season, and would be going for 10, which is the Celtic and Rangers have both won 9 in a row once. Like, and Celtic done the 60s and Rangers done it in the 90s. So Celtic's big thing was like, oh, we're going for 10 in a row. And it was all leading up to that. And then obviously this has kind of stopped it. So Rangers fans are hoping that it will get cancelled. So we'll stop that. But we'll see what happens, man. I don't know what's going to happen with that. But that's where it's at the moment. So Rangers are hoping that the league gets voided and Celtic. But Celtic are like 13 points clear.
It's like when a cricket team opens it rains on day 5, isn't it? Just try to play out a fucking draw.
It's kind of like you know, like in golf. I'm sure it's similar, you know, when everyone wanted Tiger Woods to win it again, but he was a bit of a. Is it like that? Do you reckon you lot feel what we feel when we should have won a semi-final? Is that what you were saying in the World Cup? Is it similar comparison to England achievements?
Oh, to me?
I'm just trying to wind Mark up.
All right, fair enough. Yeah.
Because I zero.
How do you mean? What do you
it's just a bit that won't be on Rob's highlight reel.
You know what it's like? I think it's exactly the same as that one comedian at Edinburgh's in the Loft Bar the day the nominations come out, being like, "It should have been me." You're like, "Fuck off, fuck off, mate."
No one thought it was you. Yeah. Like, you know, like they are fucked and rigged, but that's not the reason that those people didn't win.
No, it's because Paul Savage has done 6 shows this year. Put them together, they might be all right. But it's
I love. We get to this. Who do you think of any comedian has had the like? I'm really enjoying watching comedians who aren't funny now have to do social media, and they'll be like, "Hey guys, I've made some eggs. Here's 30 Instagram stories about boiling eggs because this is content." And you're like, what are you like? I'm not great at content. Like, it's not my thing. But just watching people be like, "Oh, look at this. I'm now going for a walk. Please pay to my GoFundMe."
Yeah. Buy me a coffee.
Yeah, there is a bit like where it's like you got to. I don't know. Like, I don't want to hate on people too much because they're trying, bless them. But there are some embarrassing attempts going on, and I think like if you're trying to make money on the internet, I think unfortunately the best way to do that is to completely ignore making money. Leave ways for people to give you money, and then just make things. Right? Don't push it. Don't make it a thing where you start. I've seen people start off a video with, "Hi, I'm here, and if you'd like to donate," give something of value first, because you're not in a comedy club where they are going specifically to see a night of entertainment. You are just another thing on their telly or computer. You are up against literally everything in the world ever, and like every comedy special that's ever been created, every film that's ever been created. So you've got to create a reason for them to be there by just giving them something good. And I totally believe in just leave the ways there for them to pay for it if they want to. And people do. Like I've had some like genuinely like astounding donations during this, especially like because my whole thing is like there's ways to give me money, but at the moment I'm giving donations to the Trussell Trust because like my girlfriend pays the bills because she's still working, so I'm able to do that. So like that's all cool, but like I've had people who were like annoyed that I was doing that, who then wanted to give me more money for me because they're like, no, I want to support you specifically.
Oh, that's nice.
Yeah, if you make things that are good and you put them out there, people support it now, and I genuinely believe that, and I think it's a really wonderful part of the internet that I fucking love. Like people like supporting you if you make good shit. So just make stuff. And like
you say that though, Rob, but I bet you there would be loads of people who would pay money to see Brennan try and suck his own dick again.
Mate, there is a market for that 100%. Charge for that, Brennan. Don't do that for free, right? You know, if you've got something, all right, if you've got product that good, then don't give that away for free.
Brennan's videos only available. Brennan's videos, his content's only available on Live Leak.
Like Brennan, you've surely got to have lost that flexibility now. That is a teenager's move. Like, there's no way.
Yeah. Like, I'd end up with a stitch or a hernia or something. But imagine I put it out. I was like, okay, like everyone's doing these things where I'm going live tonight on Instagram at 9 p.m. People that have seen shows where I talk about like lovely things like my nan's kettle, and they turn on, I'm like,
it would be fucking amazing. And like, you'd get views. I would guarantee you that.
And it would still be better than 99% of the shit that people have put out there. It's just mind-boggling. But it's like you're saying, Rob, just the sort of delusion of people to believe that just because the self-importancy that we have, that our job is laughter. Like my job's narcissistic. It's me getting attention. It's in a form of attention seeking, and I found a way to harness it, right? And now that the attention's gone, you can see certain people just going like, "Fuck, what do I what do I do?" And I'm loving it.
Yeah,
it's
and it's a different skill.
Thing.
Like it's a totally different skill where like we can get up in front of hundreds of people or whatever and do our bit, but like it's weird because I used to fucking shit on like YouTubers being like, "Oh, shut the fuck up," and now I'm like, oh, they've nailed it. They're just regular. They make it entertaining.
I did the same, but I am one now.
But it's good. Like it's the safest job in the world.
It's not gone anywhere. It's not been affected at all in this. It's been boom time. Like my views have gone through the roof. Like like I'm still on like small numbers, but growing fast, and like the growth is accelerated through this because people are at home. They want entertainment, and they're bored with what's on TV a lot of the time. They want something different. They want something real. They want something authentic, and we can give them.
I noticed that. I just started like going like, once a week I'm gonna put a sketch out, and like, or like I'm not gonna do. I don't really do Instagram Live or anything like that because like I see a few people do good Insta lives, and then I just see some people like I said, they go live and they're like, here's my fridge, and
think about why you're going live is what I'd say.
Yeah, and then I've noticed like how long it takes to do them, and like that there's actually quite a lot to do, as there always is. Like if you
want to do something well, it's always difficult.
Yeah, it's like you guys notice when you get invited on like this is like a green room hangout, but like when you get invited on a radio show or a podcast or something, and they're like, just be funny, and you go, that's not like that. It's not going to work.
To bounce off. Yeah.
Yeah. And I think that's what a lot of people are having to contend with. That there's more thought into like it's like when you meet someone who's not very funny, but they're a very good stand-up comedian, and you realize, they work really hard. They're really hard. No, and it's not. I'm not trying to show this.
No, totally. Because that's a skill, and that's a really important one. And having that fucking graft is like what separates people. And I'm sure we all started with people who were more naturally talented than all of us, who didn't have the graft and didn't put the effort in. And like,
well, but, I mean, we all know your views would go to the roof if I just went into that living room and put my dad on instead of me.
Yeah, exactly, man. I'm hoping to use you as a stepping stone. Can he hear this? Can you come on, please? But yeah, like I think like there is a brave new world ahead of us though, and like it's like people are just catching up because this has been a thing for a long time. It's not like it's new, and like we're not inventing comedy on the internet. Like it's not new Like people are treating it like they've come to the internet like, hey, I've got comedy, and they're like, yeah, we've got loads of it here. There's even like there's stuff with its own culture. Like Twitch has its own culture. Like it's not the same as the rest of the internet. It has different language. It has different emojis. Right, the whole thing's different. So if you just sort of wander onto Twitch, like they're like, who's this fucking noob? And then,
I tried it, and I was just like, I'm not gonna be able to do this. I was like, this isn't my thing.
I felt the same about TikTok. I tried TikTok for 6 hours. No.
Anyone who does that quick comedy, you're not allowed back. Not allowed back.
Yeah, you're listening, Dan Muggleton. Freddie Quinne's got 2 million views on TikTok. Yeah, he has. Yeah,
has he?
From what?
Doing the truffle shuffle.
I genuinely believe that I was about to go. As soon as this ended, I was going to go look at it.
He was killing it on TikTok, but like stand up and that. Yeah. I just can't be fucked. Like the clips I kept putting up kept getting banned. It was like because I just talk about shagging in that, and it's like a teenage platform. Like that.
Yeah, it's crazy, but it is. I don't know. I find that like sort of. I'd hate to be put into a position of like. I quite like dark humor. That's what I enjoy. I'd hate to be on a thing where it's suddenly like I couldn't do, but not that I can't do the thing that you need to be good on this. So I'm just going to embarrass myself and look awkward.
Exactly.
And that's always been my problem.
Pick the social medias that you're good at.
And I've always been scared, like putting content out because like I'm so insecure, going like, oh, everyone's going to think it's shit. Everyone's going to think it's shit. But now I'm like, you've just got to get over that. Like it's a confidence exercise as well. And going, you probably will at some point put something shit out that everyone in a WhatsApp group is going to, in comedians WhatsApp groups, are going to go, look at this dickhead.
Yeah.
But
who
then
gives a fuck? You can't live your life by comedian WhatsApp groups. Exactly.
Exactly.
It's quite liberating in a way, and it's like actually see that whole thing about worrying about people are going to think and people think that shit. Like that was something that we all kind of had to go over when we first initially started doing stand up, and it's like you kind of just need to do that again, but online, where it's obviously a lot more people can see it. But totally actually, this it's like you know what it's like anytime you were putting something out online before the lockdown happened, like you were kind of going, the comedy and like circle Hank, this is shite, and be like, as you say, like tweeting about or like texting each other about it and all that. But now kind of it's like it's so the kind of norm that it's actually a liberating thing where it's kind of what you're expected to do. So you put something out and it's not that great, people won't even bat an eyelid anyway, and know that you should matter anyway.
Just make another one. It doesn't affect anyone. It's way better than doing bad stand-up, because like doing stand-up badly is rude. You command the attention of an entire room. No, it is, isn't it?
Yeah,
you walk into a room and you go, everyone look at me and listen to me, and then you're boring and shit. Right? That's rude. But if you do it online, all that happens is no one clicks it, no one sees it. It's just it's just another thing that whizzes past them. Like it doesn't matter. Yeah. So like I think there's definitely that thing, but there is definitely a feeling you've got to get over of being like, this is fucking great what I've just made, where you click post and then you watch it get 4 likes, right? Like that happens, right? It's like sometimes things whiff, but like when you make loads and loads of things, you stop caring about each individual one. It's like gigging. It's that same thing. If you've got 4 gigs in a week, you're not sat at home thinking, oh my God, Thursday, you just do them. But if you've got 1 gig in a month, you're going to sit there all month going, oh, when I walk out, I'm going to say this. And then you obsess over it and then it's shit. Same thing with making stuff. Just make shit and then you get better at it. Like every time I edit a video, I learn something new. Like I look at a different setting just every time and go, what does this do? And then like that's how I've learned to edit. And like every time, if you watch my videos, there's more and more like cuts and different things happening in each one because I just learned.
Star wipes.
Yeah, oh mate, next week star wipes. Just star wipes next week.
But that's why like I'm kind of in like, I think the way to view this is like, for any creative people at the moment, is like learn a new skill that will help with the creativity. Like I'm quite lucky. I get a fall back on like I think like my writing and things like that. Like I could go and do that. I've got that thing because I did a writing thing, so I'm cool. But like there's other things where it's like, so other comments is like, or anyone creative, like go just learn how to do it. You can fucking do it on YouTube, man. There's a YouTube video that will show you how to like fix an oven. So you can learn how to fucking just write a script and then write a treatment and put your ideas down. There's so many things to do about it.
If you literally want to do anything, just get on YouTube and Google it. Like, it's
Rob, can I just say, after that lovely speech, you're free to the live shows now. Not even judges' houses.
Thank you, mate. Thank you. Is that a golden buzzer I've just got? That's beautiful.
You're free to ab a week.
But do you guys, do you know what I hope happens? I hope all those, like, I not to say like, you know, those comics who just do Edinburgh. Like, I hope they all fuck off and actually use their degrees now. Like, can they just leave stand up to those of us who can only do, like, every year I have to watch someone who does a fucking show because they're a brain surgeon and they've decided to give stand up a go. And now it's like, oh, this is amazing. We're hearing comedy from a brain surgeon. It doesn't work, but what an interesting angle. Yeah. And it's like, can you
like it's the fucking WWE. Like, everyone's got a fucking gimmick, like, you know, like, oh, I'm a comedian and also a bin man. Like,
but I'd watch that. I'd watch a bin. I'd want to hear a binman's perspective. Well, every year someone comes up and goes like, and when I got to Oxford, I didn't fit in. What the fuck?
Totally.
But I hope they go back to doing what they do, which is running a world and being a lizard.
We've already given you capitalism. Go have fun with that. Like, you know, like, surely you can leave the arts for those of us who just can't do anything else. Like, surely this is for us. Like, that is what fucks me off with them. Like, because, like, you know, like, this isn't even like such a clear split where it's like people doing alternative or like shows with a heart or a story, because loads of people do those well. Brennan's one of them. Brennan does like really great narrative stories that are funny. That's grand. Like, I never like, it's never that black and white. It's when people just they get to like July and they go, oh, my show's written, I just need to add jokes. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And like, then I'm like, what are you doing? What are you doing on stage? Like, you know, if the jokes are the last thing you're thinking of, you fucked it. Like,
you're like, put some fucking shoes on, tell a fucking joke. Then.
Like, I tell you what, like, they got the Gaulier clowns fuck you off as much as me.
What?
Gaulier clowns. You know,
like these French, like, people that have been to France and learned how to do, like,
bruv, I did a gig with one of them and I saw him warming up beforehand, and I was just like, if ever I'm ever seeing someone do that, could someone walk me outside and go, the Book of Alive at the Apollo's there, and then just in the back of my head is a nice little fucking send off. Just the most tragic thing I've ever seen.
Mate, like, what fucks me over them is it's such a middle class thing, right? Because what they always talk about is that they have this revelation. So basically, this old French clown tells them they're shit at being a clown until they have a breakdown and learn about themselves, right? But only a middle-class person would need to spend several £1,000s to have someone tell them they're shit. Like, that just happened to me all the way through my life. Like, that was everyone's expectation of me, was that I wouldn't do anything. So I don't need that breakdown. I had it when I was 9. Like,
in Scotland, it's just called parenting. That actually, it's just like parents. That's what they do basically.
Yeah.
But like, I think it's an interesting thing. Like, you're saying about it being a kind of middle class thing. Because I was thinking today, like, this. Don't get me wrong, right? There's like sort of Edinburgh acts that I think I go and see and they're great or whatever. But like, I think I've always had that mentality of like, oh, how am I going to make this work? And like, how would you get like gig off the back of this and all that sort of stuff? Which is, I suppose, like more of a concern if you need to worry about money. And I think at a time like this, it is kind of the practical time of like, well, you know, what else can you kind of do? Because if you've got this like theatrical hour or whatever, like, there's not much you can do with it outside the context of the Fringe show or whatever.
Yeah, you very much rely on that infrastructure being there, don't you? If you have that,
yeah.
I guess. Well,
just set up a GoFundMe page. That's what they seem to have.
Oh man.
Sure, why not?
My views on that subject have been very well covered 2 episodes ago. If you want to check back.
Oh, okay. Right. I'm not even referencing like that thing, but like, yeah. It's
I would just say, like, just make things and then wait for the money to come afterwards. Don't make the money the priority. And I know that's hard because people are fucking skint, but like, if you, unfortunately, online comedy is not the easiest way to make money. It's not the most efficient way to make money, no matter how fucking funny you are. So if you need money right now, Tesco is a better bet. Like,
yeah. You know. Realistically as well, the thing that you try to hope, like, to get, if you get views, you hope you can eventually go, I can put on a show and that will, as well as doing the circuit stuff, I can put some money.
Exactly.
But now There's none of that. So you are going to have to look. People are going to have to look at other things. But there are other things out there. Like for someone like Alistair Green, I will totally buy him a coffee.
Yeah,
like
yeah,
does those things. Like I would totally.
Yeah.
I've not done it. But I would.
Yeah, exactly. That's the thing.
I would. If he asked me personally,
but like,
yeah, sure. But,
like you can do that. Like, you know, if you build up enough of a connection with an audience, I'm sure at some point you can go, by the way, chuck us some money, and people will do it happily. Like, people do it voluntarily all the time. Like, like my special online, I left in the bucket speech because I filmed it at Edinburgh, and I just tailored it also to be for YouTube. And I was like, if you're watching this at home, there's a donation link below. That's it.
Nice.
And I just left it in, and people do.
That's a good idea,
and like,
man.
people just choose to, and like, I like it being open like that. It felt like the spirit of like the show, and like, I like it that basically random mad rich people subsidize all the skint people to watch it. Like, you know, every now and again, someone who's clearly mentally ill and has loads of money will send me some of it. I love like this. Like, I don't mean to be ragging those people, by the way. They're fucking great.
I love overly like posh people who are just hammered all the time and just start like that's what I would love. I think that's one of the greatest privileges is if you're upper class is that if you're just drunk all day, you're a character.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That's like the greatest privilege ever. Like if I just got drunk all day, which I've done before in my life.
Yeah, I've been at that Edinburgh festival, mate. I was with you. You remember the night with all the Jägermeister? Yeah.
Oh fuck yeah! Oh man, that's a tragic story.
Oh Jesus Christ, that was a night.
My low points.
So yeah. Oh, it was beautiful. Right. So basically, there was this show at Edinburgh in the Banshee Labyrinth cinema room where everyone would watch a film, and during the film there was like comedians would commentate on it. But they would also buy 2 bottles of Jaeger and just hand out shots to everyone in the room, including the people on stage, just at regular intervals, and then have buckets to pitch in for more Jägermeister and just buy them by the bottle from the bar. And like, it was something like we broke the record one night, and it was something like 15 bottles or something we got through between like 40 people in there.
Can I just interject to say Adam Rowe chose Armageddon, which is a 3.5-hour film.
Yeah, it was
it's meant to be like Love Actually. Like, do you know what it is meant to be? Just something like 80 minutes. And Adam's like, Armageddon, because that's how he sounds apparently. And so I had to sit there and drink with him.
And it basically got to the point where I think didn't Ed was it Ed or Adam who did a shot out of my belly button? Anyway, it got to the
point. Someone did a shot out of your belly button.
I reckon it was Ed, it must have been Ed Hedges.
It was Ed Hedges. I'm pretty sure it was actually. Yeah, thinking about it. And then basically Elliot ended up trying to fight a bouncer while he was half naked. And yeah, it was a hell of an evening.
Who was half naked? The bouncer or Elliot?
Elliot was half naked.
I was in my defence. What had happened was I'd gotten half naked inside because there was a bit where it was part of the bit. Right? So I was just staying my box. Yeah, it was just like a bit of the show. But I went out for a cigarette, and then the bouncer wasn't letting me in because he was going, "You're too drunk," and I was going, "Yeah," and I was going, "But I'm doing the show where you get us drunk." So, like, my logic, I didn't explain it as well as I've explained it there.
It wasn't that eloquent at this point. So basically, we basically had to stop the show for a bit. And speaking of which, actually, we've got to wrap up now, man. That
was so smooth.
Thank you, mate. I've been doing a lot of these. I'm basically Tony Blackburn at this point. Before we go, though, I just have a quick turn to go around each of you. And, because you're all these guys are all great comedians, so check out the stuff. I'll just go around in turn, tell them about yourself, where they can follow you, what they should be looking at, that sort of thing. So Brennan, start off, mate. Tell them about yourself.
I am a man, a straight white man, which means I do comedy, because we all do. I'm just on Instagram, really, at Brennan Reece, put things on there. I'll do a gig when we're allowed. That's it.
Beautiful, mate. Thanks for coming on, genuinely, and come back on any time. Like, that applies to all of you. Like, I'm doing 5 of these a week. I need fucking guests. Elliot, tell them about yourself, mate.
You just watched me for an hour. I'm on Twitter at Elliot Steele. I put out little sketches and things like that, and over on Instagram at Elliot Steele.
Beautiful, mate. Yeah, so give him a follow, and then Mark, tell them about yourself, mate.
Hi, just follow me at Marc Jennings on Instagram or Facebook, or at Marc Jennings 90 on Twitter. I've got loads of videos I'm going to be putting out shortly, as well as doing some Instagram lives and Facebook lives and stuff like that. And,
nice, man. You got loads of good clips up, haven't you?
As well. Yeah, so I've got a good few, man. Like, so definitely check out some of my stand-up as well if you like looking at ancient art forms.
It's like
Brennan's following you now.
Isn't it?
I'm doing it.
I'm doing it. He's doing it.
Nice. But yeah, thanks
Hang
for coming.
on. Who the fuck is that? That's not you.
That's not you at all. But
I've got it the wrong one.
Right, thanks so much for coming, guys. If you've
Oh,
got this
thanks for having us,
far, right, if you've got a job still at the moment, bag some money to the Trussell Trust. That's who we're doing this for. There's a link to them below. Basically, they provide meals for people who need them desperately at the moment. So, you know, that's a really good thing to help out. That's your good deed for the day. If you want some more entertainment, then there are loads of these. There's like 23 other episodes, so check them out. I'm also available as a podcast. Yeah, or watch my comedy special. There'll be a link popping up in a second if you're watching this on YouTube. It's called Too Big to Fail. It's really funny. Give it a fucking go. It's not like wanking on about me dead nana out. And my website's robcomedy.co.uk. Yeah, that's it. Yeah. Ooh, we get it. We're all sad. No, like, it's been genuinely awesome this today. I'm back Monday, 4:20. Can't remember who I've booked, but it'll be funny. So fucking join me then. Thank you very much. Anyway, this has been Livin La Vida Lockdown. Thanks, guys. Thank you for coming on. Cheers.
Thanks,
Bye-bye.
Right.